Okay, welcome guys. Sorry for 2-3 minutes delay. There were some IT issues which we were sorting it out. Thank you so much for joining one more Facebook Live session. Today we are very fortunate to have representative from 6 states of Australia. It's starting from Brisbane. It's Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, and we have one more representative, Diksha, who works in Melbourne, but is representative of NT today. So welcome all of you. Thank you so much for your time. Today's discussion is women empowerment. Nah, I'm just kidding. Today's discussion is nursing. So we're gonna talk about pretty much everything for the nursing courses. It starts from entry requirements, pathway, colleges, available intake, scholarships, immigration, and pretty much everything. So I would like to request, if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to just write it in the comment section. I will be keep checking all those comment section, and we will pass it on to the expert panel. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for coming on board and giving your valuable time. I know COVID-19 is a situation where we all are working from home, and I think it's the busiest time for all of us. So thank you so much again. And can somebody, either Ayushi, can you please tell us what are the entry requirements for nursing course?
Sure. Thank you so much, Mangirish. Hi, everyone. My name is Ayushi. I'm the operations manager at Aussizz Group Werribee office. Today, I'm here to discuss the insights about the courses, the entry requirements, the pathways, etc., for the very popular course these days, which is nursing. Now, I'm representing Victoria here. So anyone who has doubt on any universities or anything in Victoria, please feel free to comment in the below section. So yes, in terms of entry requirements, now, obviously with nursing, we have three diplomas, three kind of courses. Let's say one is diploma of nursing, bachelor's of nursing, and master's of nursing. Predominantly these three courses. Now with diploma and bachelor's, the entry requirements are pretty standard. They have 7 each, no bands less than 7. So 7 overall, no bands less than 7 is the entry requirements, and no universities or colleges budge into changing these requirements. So strictly, these requirements have to be followed no matter what. Now, we get a lot of questions in terms of bachelor's of nursing. Say, let's say if the student says that I've already completed a diploma of nursing, and if I have only overall 6.5, do I still be eligible to apply for a bachelor's of nursing? In this case, it's an absolutely no, because no university except, even if you are a recent graduate of a diploma of nursing, you still have to meet the requirement of 7 overall, no bands than 7 each. So yes, diploma and bachelor, they are covered with 7 each as a requirement. However, when it comes to masters of nursing, you do have some kind of leeway here. Now, let's say in terms of masters of nursing, we have 2 universities. One is University of Melbourne and the other one is Monash University. Now, with University of Melbourne, the requirement is overall 7, no bands than 6.5. So this is a good trick for people who have left with 1 score, but they are very particular or very pedantic in terms of one module, which is writing. So with UniMel, it is very important that you have to have 7 in writing and overall has to be 7. Similarly, Monash, they have the requirement of overall 7, no bands is then 6.5. But the good thing about Masters of Nursing is even if you don't meet the entry requirements, they do package these courses with English. Now, you may get an EAP program of 10 weeks or 15 weeks, depending on what score you have. Let's say if in Uni Melbourne, if you have 6.5 in writing, they are happy to package this course with 10 weeks of English. And if you have 6, they are happy to package it with 15 weeks of English. Similarly, Monash, if you have 0.5 less score than required, they do package these courses with 10 weeks of English. So with Masters of Nursing, you do get these courses where you can package it along with the Masters of Nursing. So there's a benefit here. But again, with Diploma and Bachelor's, it's a strict 7 each requirement. I'll pass it over to some other state so they can take over and speak the entry requirements of their particular state.
I would like to, first of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Manpreet Kaur. I'm Education Counselor from Aussizz Adelaide branch. I'm going to discuss about the entry requirement in Adelaide for Diploma of Nursing because it's definitely a very, very popular course. Here in Adelaide, as Ayushi said, the English requirement is same. It's 7 each. Unfortunately, there is no exception here. So for a bachelor, diploma, or master's, you have to have 7 each in order to meet the requirement, entry requirement for diploma, bachelor's, or master's. However, we receive a lot of inquiries for those people who are on 485 visa, temporary graduate visa, and they do not have a pathway. We have one exception for them. So if you're on a temporary graduate visa and you're looking to study diploma of nursing from South Australia, there is a health cluster program, which is offered by Equals International College. They offer a skill cluster program for those students who have 6.5, say for instance, and they are still applying again and again and trying to get 7 each from PT. What they can do is that they can apply for health skill cluster program, even if they're on a bridging visa of 485. And afterwards, it's a 3 months of units of nursing. For those, they have 3 months time to prepare for PT and try to get 7 each. Once they achieve 7 each, they can switch it to Diploma of Nursing and can get credit for those 3 health cluster units that they have studied in that particular college. We only have one provider at this stage for this health skill cluster program, but this is something which is very interesting. We receive lots and lots of inquiries from 485 who are looking for pathways towards their permanent residency. It's one good thing that we can definitely explore. And I would like other people to definitely discuss their state's requirement if it is different from Adelaide.
Hi everyone, my name is Kiran and I work as a team leader in Aussizz Perth. So as Manpreet and Ayushi said, nursing definitely is very common course and everyone wants to do that course. But in Perth, as Manpreet said, there is no exception except for 7 each. All the universities and colleges, they only accept 7 each. So no band less, 7 overall and no band less 7. So we have colleges for Diploma of Nursing. So we have here ETEA, IHNA, TAFE. So they all require 7 each. For bachelor's and master's, so we have 3 universities, that is Curtin University, Murdoch University, and Edith Cowan University. So for bachelor's, these 3 universities, they all also require 7 each. There is no exception. There is no pathway course for these universities. For masters, we only have 2 universities. One is Edith Cowan University and the second is Curtin University. So so they also accept 7 each. So there is no any exception, as we discussed in Victoria, that they accept 6.5 and overall 7. But in Perth, all the universities, they require 7 each in these courses. I would like to pass on to my other team members who would like to add for their states.
Hi guys, my name is Deeksha and I'm currently the admissions manager for all the Aussizz group branches within Australia. So I'm currently representing NT because we really don't have an office in NT right now, but we still deal with a lot of universities in NT. So majorly when it comes to universities, there is Charles Darwin University, which is in Darwin, and they do have nursing courses, be it bachelor's or master's, both of them. So they have Bachelor of Nursing for all the international students. There is another course called Bachelor of Nursing Honors, but that is not available for international students for now. So we are only going to discuss about Bachelor of Nursing for international students. So as everybody said that the nursing, these are the requirements from AFRA itself, that you need to have 7 each, no less than 7. So that's why when it comes to nursing, it is very difficult to get someone enrolled who has below IELTS or PT bands. But then when it comes to CDU, they do accept a Navitas English. So they are partnered with Navitas, a provider. And if you score 65% in their English course, then obviously CDU will accept you. You don't need to have 7 each for that requirement. Also, when it comes to CDU, they do accept PT. So like a lot of universities, they do not accept other English modules like PT, TOEFL, but they do accept that. They also accept CAE, which is Cambridge course. So that is also one chance. So if you have any of these options, you can definitely go ahead and let us know, and we'll definitely apply for you in CDU. Also, when it comes to onshore students, if you are from any of the following countries, like if you have, like for example, within last 7 years, you have studied for 5 years continuously in any of these countries like Australia, New Zealand, Canada, US, UK, no matter you're not a citizen of that country, you can still get an exemption on English. Also, if you are a citizen of countries like New Zealand, US, UK, South Africa, you can get a straight exemption on English. So if you want to discuss, like if you are from any of these countries and you want to discuss further options with us, you can definitely get in touch with us. But for countries like where English is not the first language, obviously you need to have 7 each, no less than 7 for CDU as well. And secondly, they do have masters of nursing, which is for 1 year, but it doesn't lead to any registration. So it's up to the student if they want to enhance their skills after doing a bachelor's and they want to do a master's, they can definitely go ahead with that. But yes, so that will be one thing, and it is for 1 year. And Darwin do have different providers which offer diplomas. One of them is Up Education, which is directly part of CDU. So they run CDU college. So they do have diploma of nursing. So similarly, they have 7 each, no less than 7 requirements. So also you can contact us to enroll in that. Thank you. I would like to pass it to my colleague for further details.
Neha.
Hi, everyone. My name is Neha, and I'm an education counselor at Brisbane branch of Aussizz Group. So in Brisbane and in Queensland, as you know, there are a lot of universities who are providing a Bachelor of Nursing and Master of Nursing courses, including Diploma of Nursing. So there are around 10 universities in Queensland, and most of the university, they have campus in regional areas. As already discussed, the entry requirement is 7 each for diploma, master, and bachelor of nursing. But there are a few, I think Central Queensland University is providing a bachelor of nursing. They can, if you don't have 7 each, you can give PT, IELTS, or TOEFL for, in 2 sittings. And if you have 6.5 in last 6 months, then you can secure your place for diploma of nursing or bachelor of nursing. And for Master of Nursing, in Queensland-based University of Queensland, the entry requirement is same 7 each in IELTS, and PTA score is pretty high, which is 72 overall, and each 72. So there is no provision for any pathway program for Master of Nursing. You have to get that score. And for regional areas, there are Gold Coast, which is Southern Cross University, University of Sunshine Coast, and James Cook University. And they are also providing a lot of scholarship for the international students. Recently, University of Sunshine Coast is providing 15% of scholarship to all the international students. So your fees will be reduced from 14,000 to 12,000 per semester. So that's a very good deal for all these students who are looking for their PR pathway in future, who are on a 485 and they don't have any other option. They want to study Bachelor of Nursing. So I think this is a very good opportunity for all those applicants. And apart from that, if you're looking for Bachelor of Nursing intake, most of the universities have July intake available. But few universities have February intake, which is next year. So if you're looking to get admission in July intake, you can contact us. We can help you in getting admission in any of your university, whether it is in a metro region or it is in a regional area. So I would like to pass this to my colleague.
Hi everyone, this is Priyanka from Aussizz Sydney. I manage team of education in Sydney office. So I will be discussing about the entry requirement of diploma, bachelor's and master's. Now, unlike with other states, NSW has a lot of options in terms of universities, be it in Central Coast, be it in, say, Wagga Wagga. So you have, for Diploma of Nursing, the entry requirement is 7 each, and there's no exception for Diploma of Nursing. However, if you are looking at applying for Bachelor's of Nursing, you may be accepted with 7 overall, no band less than 6.5. So that way, if you do not have 7 each, you can still be admitted to certain providers. For Masters of Nursing, the kind of university which is leading to registration, there are only 2 options available in NSW, which is University of New England and University of Sydney. Now with University of New England, they have ceased to offer this program for this year. So the candidates are only eligible for next year. And for University of Sydney, the entry requirement is higher, which is 7.5, no by less than 7. In terms of Bachelors of Nursing, you're looking at Western Sydney University, Torrance University, University of Newcastle, University of Wollongong, University of Technology Sydney, Charles Sturt University regional campuses, Australian Catholic University, and there are many more which would also package with less English score, which is with EAP. And if you want to know furthermore of whether or not you're eligible for these courses, if you do not have valid English, then there are a few more options, and we can discuss it in more detail whenever you get in touch with us.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. There are a few questions. Before that, I would like to let everybody know that we are only talking about education side of nursing. If anybody has got any questions, of course, we will do the migration side of it in near future. Of course, we have done a couple of Facebook lives for migration, and we'll keep doing it. We'll do the same for migration as well. But in the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us, feel free. There are a few questions which I would like to ask to our panel. Pretty much everybody has said 6.5 or 7 as an English requirement. Anybody takes PTE as a requirement? Would anybody accept PTE for nursing?
Yes, CU does that. They do accept PT for nursing.
Excellent.
And
there are certain universities who do accept PTE. However, IELTS and OET are accepted across all universities.
Excellent.
Most of the universities in NSW accepts PT as a part of entry requirement.
Perfect. Excellent.
In
Latest well.
yeah, in Perth as well, all the universities they accept PTE and IELTS and OET. Yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. So the other question is that is there was another question is which state is the best to do nursing? And now I don't know that. You can tell me.
Oh yeah.
Adelaide.
So that was a controversial question.
All the universities are good.
Yeah.
I would say I can't.
I think there are a lot of factors which adds on for anybody to select the area. Most likely, it's not only just the university, but the tuition fees, the other expenses associated. How easy is it to sort of adjust and gel up with that environment? There's a lot of factors. I wouldn't really come to just one state.
No, fair enough. True. The last question with this one, with entry requirements, if somebody has done a bachelor degree overseas and they want to do nursing, masters of nursing in Australia, how do they can probably go in that direction? Can you please shed some light on that?
I'll say this particular course is called Masters of Nursing, but for those people who have done the registration back in their home country. So it's a post-registration course. Now this course is 1 year, usually offered by Monash or Deakin to be very precise. But you need to have 7 each as a requirement. You must complete bachelor's. You have to complete certain amount of work experience back in your home country. And you should have a registration. Completing all the following criteria, you are eligible to apply for this 1 year course.
Excellent. Anybody wants to add?
Also, I would like to also add on, in University of Adelaide, there is a Masters of Clinical Nursing available. Although there are Masters of Nursing options everywhere, even in Adelaide in different university, but we have University of Adelaide, which leads to registration, which is the main thing that everybody asks us, that is it going to lead to registration as RN? So we have University of Adelaide, where if you have bachelor's from any other area, you can apply for master's. However, the requirement is on the basis of quota, and it's strictly asking for 7 each, and it's on the basis of your grades and merit. So the chances are quite thin if you do not have a good academic record, but it's worth university. But fees is quite high. Disclaimer: it's going to be 22,250 per semester. If you believe you're financially sound and you can afford that, then only you should go with Uni Adelaide option for masters.
I would also like to add on to it. So for example, if you've done bachelor's back home, and that can be any bachelor's, even if it's not nursing, but if it is something to do with human biology, anatomy, behavioral science, or psychology, you might be eligible for either Master of Nursing or also a Bachelor's of Nursing graduate entry. Now, it depends whether or not you are after registration. If you are after registration, that's only when you have to choose only between 2 universities. But if a bachelor's, if you're okay to do bachelor's and your visa allows bachelor's entry, then you might also be eligible for bachelor's graduate entry, which is only for 2 years, and that will lead you to registration and become a registered nurse.
Yeah, in Perth as well, if you have got registration back home, so you have two options. Either you can do Bachelor of Nursing, that is conversion course, that is for 1 year. Entry requirement is obviously 7 each. And those who want to do Masters, so we have Master of Nursing graduate entry in ECU and in Curtin. For Curtin, there you should have minimum 70% in your bachelor's. So that is the academic entry requirement, and in ECU you should have 65% in your bachelor's. So these are the entry requirements for Master of Nursing in ECU and in Curtin.
We Master of Nursing, like there is a Master of Nursing. The requirement is 6.5, no less than 6. In CDU, the degree duration is 1 year, but again, it doesn't lead to a registration. So it's up to the people if they are looking for the degree. And then obviously, like someone for Master of Nursing, you can also apply if you have done a bachelor's degree in public health, health science, and obviously nursing. So if you are from any of these backgrounds, then also you are eligible to get Master of Nursing in CDU. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much for giving that much information when it comes to entry requirements. Now, second point which comes up is pathways. Of course, there are several pathways, and of course, as a expert panel, you could shed more light on that as well. So, starting from Ayushi, can you please let us know about different pathways when it comes to nursing?
See, obviously, in terms of diploma of nursing, so once you are completed with this particular course, you need to go to AFRA for a registration. So you must have a 7 each and the completion degree certificate from your provider, from your education provider, and you are eligible to be nominated as an enrolled nurse. So after completing diploma, you get a nomination of an enrolled nurse, whereas after bachelor's and master's, you are eligible as a registered nurse. So similarly, you again have to go to AFRA even if you complete the degree along with 7 each, as a requirement is itself from AFRA. And once you complete this course and the degree, you can go to AFRA and get yourself registered as a registered nurse.
So AFRA is a national body, right? Which
It's
will
a
work.
body, registration body, yes.
Okay, all right. Manpreet, do you want to add something in here?
Sorry. Yeah, so in terms of pathway in Adelaide, we come across with various inquiries after Diploma of Nursing. What is the pathway? What is the pathway after Bachelor's of Nursing? It's pretty straightway, as Ayushi said. Once you complete your diploma, your bachelor, you have to do the registration. For that, you have to have 7 each again. So that English requirement will always be there, regardless of admission or registration. That's one common thing that you have to maintain.
Exactly.
Apart from that, there are a lot of people who would like to know the unique pathways or the entry pathways through which they can enter into their respective program, especially
That's right.
with nursing, as we are talking about the nursing here. So, for example, if you're currently offshore and you've just completed your year 12 and you've not done year 12 in, say, those medical fields, but you're still looking to get into nursing, you have the possibility to package your program with the university, which enhance your chances of student visa. Not only that, but also you can choose nursing as a profession later on. So we have come across a few students who were from commerce background, arts background, and they were still able to get the pathway program, which every small institute have. For instance, we have Equals International. They have also started their own bachelor's. You can package it with Diploma of Nursing leading to Bachelor's of Health, Human Services. We have TFSA. I'm sure TAFE is there on all the states, so they have different pathways. In Adelaide, you can have Diploma of Nursing leading to Bachelor's of Nursing with UniSA, or you can have Diploma of Nursing, package it with Bachelor of Health Science with the University of Adelaide, where you get the credit for your Diploma of Nursing towards your Bachelor. So you're not going to be repeating 3 years. Instead, you will only be doing it for 2 years. Other than that, I think in terms of getting registration and the immigration pathway, which we are going to touch later, it is just same.
Excellent. I've got a question in between. That's for New South Wales. Simran is asking, can you please tell us the New South Wales master fees? Priyanka, can you?
Master's fee, UNE is not an option for now. So if you look at UCIT, it's gonna be around $30,000 per year.
Okay.
And you would have to have 7.5. So that is quite competitive.
All right. Sure. Diksha, can you please tell us about the pathways?
Yes, sure. So I agree with both Ayushi, like enrolled nurse and registered nurse. You have those two pathways when it comes to diploma and bachelor's, and also what Manpreet covered. But now when it comes to Bachelor of Nursing in NT, like CDU. So for example, if someone is not able to get that IELTS for now, they are stuck maybe at 6.5 and they're not able to touch that 7 or be it PT or anything. So what they can do for now, they can actually start on a course like Bachelor of Health Science or Bachelor of Midwifery. So I'll tell you, like Bachelor of Health Science, CDU's requirement is only 6, no less than 6. So you just need IELTS 6, no less than 6, and midwifery like 6.5, no less than 6. So what happens is you get credits. So for example, you get a time of 1 year. You actually buy a time of 1 year, and you can prepare for your IELTS PT. Also, for example, for students who are in offshore, like who are offshore, they're not here in Australia, so they would obviously they're not used to of speaking English that much because they're not from an English speaking country. So once they are in Australia, they stay here for like 1 year. So maybe they're more confident to get 7 each. So by that time, by second year, you can definitely get those 7 each, and you can get the credits from first year and just straight away enter into the second year of nursing. So this is also one pathway where students are not able to maybe meet the entry requirement initially, but then they can definitely do that when it comes to a second year. Yeah.
Excellent.
Sorry, I'll just interrupt here and I'll agree to Diksha because this option is available pretty much with every single state here. So even if a person is not meeting the requirement for direct bachelor's of nursing, they can go to bachelor's of health science, and then eventually the second year can lead to bachelor's of nursing.
Yeah, because the first year is pretty much exactly the same for both.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure. Excellent. Kiran, can you please tell us about Perth?
Yeah, so as Diksha said, so this is the same entry requirement in Perth as well. So if you are not meeting in like English requirements, so you can enroll in Bachelor of Health Science, Bachelor of Medical Science. So you get a time frame of 1 year, as Diksha said. So you can prepare. So like if you're offshore, so you have just scored 6.5 overall or 6. So you can come here on Bachelor of Medical Science, Health Science. And after coming here, you can start preparing for your 7 each. So once you get that, so you can enroll in Bachelor of Nursing second year. So obviously you'll get the credits for 1 year which you have studied. So it's pretty much the same units which you study in nursing and in health science. So that is also a good option.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Priyanka, do you want to add something in here?
Yes, so with diploma, the entry requirement pretty much same in NSW as well. But what I want to add on is there are students who are offshore and they cannot meet even 6 each. So now they want to study nursing. So they have an option of coming from a foundation pathway. So for example, even if they have 5.5 and no less than 5, they can come here on a foundation leading to Bachelor of Nursing. Now that being said, the duration is going to be 4 years. So universities like University of Technology Sydney and Australian Catholic University give a foundation program. So they do 1 year, so that is pretty much like year 12 in our country, and then they can come and do Bachelor of Nursing. So that will make their duration 4 years. So they'll be directly eligible.
So for an example, sorry for interruption, just if somebody has done, for an example, say a arts or a commerce degree overseas, just a situation, and they want to start or they want to pursue their career in nursing, can they do foundation and then take it forward? Would that be a possibility?
Yes, definitely they can do it because foundation is year 12 of their high school. So they can make a base of sciences from there and then hop into Bachelor's of Nursing. So they can do that.
Or even diploma, bachelor's and master's.
Yeah.
We have two good options, foundation to bachelor's and diploma, be it diploma of health science leading to Bachelor of Nursing or be diploma of nursing leading to bachelor.
Diploma would stay straight away second year of bachelor's degree, I assume, and foundation would take first year.
I would also,
and diploma leading to bachelor will come out to be 3 years. Yeah.
Yep. Sure.
Yeah,
Neha,
just
do
add
you
one
want to?
small thing which I missed out. I'd say, in coming future, even in Adelaide, there are a lot of institutes which are trying to propose the idea of packaging. Say there are a lot of people who would like to study only diploma of nursing because they do not want to go with 3 years of bachelor's and they just want to stick to diploma of nursing. For those students who are struggling to get the right score, they can, especially those who are on student visa, because for TR, as I explained earlier, there is a health skill cluster option. They can have 6.5, they can go on with health skill cluster and can later on pursue career in diploma of nursing. However, with in terms of those who are on student visa looking to study diploma of nursing, they can, in coming future, there will be credit transfer for diploma of community services or diploma of human services courses here in South Australia, which was not the case earlier, which it's work in progress, but
Yeah.
in coming future, we will have the same option even for those who are on student visa so that they can pursue their career in nursing.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Manpreet. Neha, would you like to add something here?
Yes, so in Queensland, if any student who want to take admission in Bachelor of Nursing and they don't have the appropriate score, which is 7 each, not most of the university, they are not offering pathway program right now because the entry requirement has been changed by AFRA. So there are few university like Central Queensland University, James Cook University, and QUT, Queensland University of Technology. So these three universities are providing pathway programs. So students who can't achieve 7 each, they can get into the Diploma of Health Science. And then they can directly get into Bachelor of Nursing second year. So it can be a package course and it will be a 3-year program. And then they can apply for their registration later on.
So suppose for an example, if somebody has done a diploma of nursing overseas, they need to get to AFRA just to check their eligibility and then they can start bachelor's, right?
Well, that's not the criteria. If someone has done overseas diploma of nursing, they can directly apply for Bachelor of Nursing. They don't have to apply for registration if they don't wish to. So
Okay.
it's totally up to the students.
Excellent. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. So pretty much pathway is kind of we discussed. Now the next point which I would like to discuss is, as Aussizz is pretty much nationwide, which we can see here, we have representative from each and every state of Australia. Uh, I'll give ACT to New South Wales because it's very close. But can you please tell us which are the colleges, and we pretty much combine the available intakes into the same one. So colleges, if you can tell us which ones which are with us, which we are affiliated with, and the intakes which are coming up, because I'm pretty sure there are students who are either here, they can't, they can't come from overseas unfortunately, but they will start soon. So the students who are already here and started thinking about nursing, any of course the colleges and the intakes, can you please let us know, starting from Ayushi, please?
Sure. Now, when it comes to diploma of nursing, obviously, this is one of the very flexible course, and we have varied number of colleges available for this particular course. Now, with diploma, there are monthly intakes available or bi-monthly intakes. So pretty much all colleges who are giving this course, they have this flexibility of monthly intakes. Moreover, even in terms of payments, they are pretty flexible because you can make a payment quarterly basis or you can also make a payment on a monthly basis. When it comes to the colleges, we have Southern Cross Education Institute, Job Training Institute, JTI, Victoria University, Holmes TAFE, Menzies, we have Think Education, etc. When it comes to Bachelors of Nursing, there are universities, obviously Torrens University, Victoria University, Holmes TAFE, RMIT, Swinburne University, offering these particular course. Now, when it comes to the intakes, it's pretty much February and July against all the universities. However, there are two special intakes available. First is September intake with Torrens University. However, the only glitch here is you need to have a registration before going ahead with this particular course. And the second available intake is November intake with Deakin University. But this particular intake is only for those students who have already completed diploma of nursing. So those who are completing their diploma probably in September, October, somewhere like that. In that case, they can go ahead and apply for November intake at Deakin University. When it comes to master's program, Monash, again, they only have February and July, no other intakes available. And when it comes to masters in Uni Melbourne, they only have February intake available. So with bachelor's and master's, you can only stick to Feb and July as one of those popular ones. Only September and November with Deakin and Torrance. Whereas with diploma, they are flexible with intakes, with payments, etc.
Excellent. So right now, the students which are here, if they want to do diploma, as you said, would be May, would be the closest one, and then June and July for
That's correct, Mangirish. However, looking at the popularity of this course, pretty much all the colleges are full with the next available intakes for a few months, I would say.
So everybody
looking at
needs to get
whatever
in touch with us straight up. That's what we got to say, pretty much.
Exactly. They need to contact us so we can give her the next option.
Perfect. Thank you. Priyanka, can you please tell us about Sydney?
Sure, I'll also be covering ACT, right?
Yes, you can, of course.
So with NSW diploma, we do not really have a lot of options. So that is Think Education. You have TAFE New South Wales, and then there are some private providers, which is NTA, IHNA, but it also depends upon the availability. Now, when it comes to ACT, there is only one provider which is offering that course, which is Canberra Institute of Technology. Now, with bachelors, there are a lot of options, of course, but then the only drawback with New South Wales is major universities do not have any intake until 2022. So in that case, New South Wales would still not be an ideal option, but there are certain providers, for example, Torrance University, they're still accepting for September intake. But again, as Ayushi said, they have to have a current registration. And with Canberra, University of Canberra have July intake available. And for masters, I would not say even UC is accepting until 2022. So pretty much with New South Wales, there are not much option available in terms of intake, but of course we can, you can always put in the application and be in the queue, because there are certain students who are studying diploma of nursing, for example. If they do not put in the application in time, for example, I remember putting application for 2020 in 2018. So the student was studying diploma of nursing in 2018, but we had to put in the application 2018 and get the conditional COE for 2020. Oh my God. So it's that competitive with NSW. So yes, in terms of intakes, not much. NSW is a state, but Canberra has 2 intakes, which is February and July, and most of the universities in New South Wales only have 1 intake, which is February.
Excellent. Okay. So when you guys talk about the registration, what's the turnaround time for the registration? How much time it takes to get it registered? Can anybody tell me? Ayushi, do you want to tell me?
It depends on AFRA and the amount of time you take to get your scores and to get your completion certificate. So AFRA usually takes around a month or 2, not more than that.
All right. Okay, perfect. Kiran, can you please tell us about Perth?
So if we talk about diploma of nursing in Perth, so we have IHNA, ETEA, and TAFE. So these are the only options for diploma over here. So the next available intake here is May, and like most of the colleges, these colleges have kind of quarterly intakes. So they have May, July, and then they have November and February. So these are the intakes intakes in colleges for diploma. As for bachelors, as we discussed earlier, so it's just only February and July intake in all the 3 universities in Perth, that is Murdoch, ECU, and Curtin University. So they only have February and July intake. Jumping on to Masters of Nursing. So as I already said that we have only 2 universities who provide this course. ECU has only February intake and Curtin has July intake. So both the universities have one intake. So ECU is having February and Curtin is having July. So the coming intake July will be in Curtin, and the next intake in ECU will be February 2021.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Diksha, can you please tell us?
Sure. So for CDU, we have 2 intakes for Bachelors of Nursing, which is again Feb and July. So they do not have any other intakes when it comes to Bachelor of Nursing. And they do have, so guys, if you want to enroll in CDU, if you want to go to Darwin, then there are seats available, so you can directly, you can get in touch with us for that. For masters, again, they have 2 intakes, similarly like bachelors. But as I said, that there is another their co-provider named Up Education, which is running diplomas in CDU college. So they also have 2 intakes for diploma of nursing as well. So you can, they do have seats available. So it's not like New South Wales. CDU, like Darwin still has seats. So if anyone is interested,
And that's for June intake, right? You said?
July intake.
July intake. Okay, perfect.
So there are seats available, but yeah, obviously this is a very competitive course. So seats do get filled quickly, but CDU has currently capacity to hold more students.
Excellent. Yeah? Excellent. Neha, can you please tell us about Brisbane?
Yep. So in Brisbane, for Diploma of Nursing, TAFE is available for July intake. And then Think Education is there. They have June intake and September intake. And then CQ is also providing Diploma of Nursing, but it's in Rockhampton and Townsville. So they have to relocate to the regional area, and that is available in July intake. For Bachelor of Nursing, right now, University of Sunshine Coast is accepting students for July intake. Queensland University of Technology is still open. They have graduate entry, which is for 2 years. And Griffith University is also open for July intake. And Australian Catholic University have campus in Brisbane, but they have intake next year, February.
Okay.
So it's in 2021. And CQ University has July intake. So pretty much most of the universities are available for July intake, but few universities like University of Southern Queensland, they have already filled to the capacity for July intake. So the next intake will be next year.
Okay.
So, and for Master of Nursing at University of Queensland, they are open for February intake next year.
All right. Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Neha. Manpreet, can you please tell us about Adelaide?
Yeah, certainly I can. So I'll start with Diploma of Nursing. With Diploma of Nursing, we only have 4 institutes. We have TAFE, we have Think Education, we have Southern Cross Education Institute, and we have Equals Internationals. In terms of flexibility of intake, we only have flexibility with Equals International. So they have 4 major intake, and then they can also arrange intakes in between. It depends. So we get flexibility in terms of intakes with Equals International. So we have January, we have April, July, and October with Equals International. Southern Cross, unfortunately, are not accepting any students for this year, and we are not sure about next year, but we certainly will get an update probably by end of this year. With TAFE, again, we only have January and July and September, and then when we have the another one, the last one, which is Think Education, they have June and September. In terms of Bachelor of Nursing, we only have 3 providers. So we have Flinders University, University of South Australia, and Uni Adelaide, the popular one. Unfortunately, we do not have any other university or college which is offering Bachelor of Nursing at this moment. We may have Torrens University in coming future, but for now we have 3, and the intake is only February. And for Masters, we have University of Adelaide for February intake. But with other university like UniSA, because people are after registration as well, the most popular one is with the Uni Adelaide for February intake. And unfortunately, they're also focused for this year. So next year, they're still open to accept students.
Excellent. So I was just getting a question on our Facebook Live. People are asking PT and IELTS due to this COVID-19 problem. PT and IELTS, they're not getting the dates, or sometimes it's not happening as well. So what are the options which they can do to make sure they get in July intake?
We can always apply for a conditional offer letter to any university, right? Be it a condition of English or any academic. But when it comes to English requirements, even now or afterwards, you do have to meet the 7 each requirement. So once the situation is normal, they may issue you a conditional offer letter, but obviously you have to meet the conditions before you get your
Which is fingers crossed.
Hopefully soon.
Yep.
Also, now Torrens University is also offering OPT, which is online placement test. So they are accepting that for now. And then later the student will have to do IELTS. But then if we're receiving a lot of inquiries in this situation, so for them, they definitely have an option of sitting for an online placement test, which is offered by Torrens University at this stage.
Excellent. Okay.
We will be open like by June. So I would say book your slots quickly for June, so that because most of the intakes are in July, so get a conditional offer so that you have a reserved seat, and then you can.
You said PT opening at June, right?
Yeah. So you can get the test at that time, and then PT results come faster, so you can definitely go ahead and apply with your full offer at that time, right?
I would also like to add, it's more like an insider info.
Please do.
So for those who are urgently looking for dates, I'm not so sure if it is something that people should do, but there are few people who've created a Facebook pages and they're offering date flexibility to a lot of students. I've come across with through a reference, and I gave reference to my client. Unfortunately, they were able to get the dates for May and for June as well. So
Yeah.
for those who are urgently seeking for registration purpose, for admission purposes, I would say just sneak on Facebook and you may find somebody who offers dates, because there are a lot of people who are doing this as a business or whatever it is. But good luck to those who are able to contact them and get it.
Yeah, true.
Definitely works.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Now, the most important thing, which I believe is, which we all pretty much in the same boat, where finance is something which is terribly low. It's students who used to work in restaurants, cafes, bars, theaters, movie theaters, pretty much everything is closed down. So they are relying for scholarships. They are relying for help. Of course, the government has provided 45 in Victoria. I'm talking about, sorry for other states, but Victoria has provided $45 million worth of funds for international students. I'm sure all of the other states must have done something. But when it comes to colleges and universities, of course, there are colleges and universities who might be providing scholarships to the students. So can you please tell us if there are any scholarships available, and whether because when students, suppose for an example, I'm a student and I'm planning to start my course in June, July, I would definitely see if there are any scholarships available from any colleges, which will definitely benefit me for a longer run. So starting from Ayushi, can you please tell us if there are any colleges or universities providing scholarships?
Sure. Now, this is just a bit tricky part here when it comes to nursing, because there are not lot many scholarships available for lot many universities offering this course. Scholarship are mainly based on academics and English requirements. Now, obviously, as you've heard from our discussions before, that 7 each is a requirement. So every single person would have a 7 each. So that eliminates the scholarship criteria. The second one is academics, but there are very few universities who are offering this. However, looking at the current COVID-19 situation, there are a lot many providers who have given a payment plan to a lot of students. Even the universities are giving certain sort of help to all those students who have been suffering from all these things. When it comes to diploma, as I said, they can do a payment plan. So even on monthly basis, they can do an installment rather than paying all in bulk. So similarly with bachelors, there are a lot of universities who have been giving a sign of relief to all the students with a lesser payment for the COE, and then eventually they can do a payment plan. There are certain universities, let's say I would discuss here Torrance universities and Holmes Glen, where the fees are pretty affordable and competitive in terms of other universities.
Yeah.
Similarly, Swinburne, it's 32,000 a year. So every university have been creating their own rules and have been giving a part of whatever they can do.
So it's pretty much on the budget for that example as well, that if a student can afford, they can go for a, like little bit expensive course. But if they're on a tight budget, they can look for something which is pretty much in their budget.
Exactly.
Yeah. Excellent. Manpreet, can you please tell us about Adelaide?
Yeah, I can. So in terms of scholarship, we do have a merit scholarship option, as Ayushi said, on the basis of academics. That's one thing which a lot of university offers. We have Uni SA Flinders, Uni Adelaide, but honestly speaking, because the fees is slightly high and it is subject to increase 10% every year, which is something a lot of students struggle in order to pay the fees, especially for bachelor's and master's program. So I would not say that scholarship is a great help if you decide to pursue a bachelor's or master's in Australia. However, in Uni SA, we have a Bachelor of Nursing program, and after 25% scholarship for 1 year on the basis of credit score in your previous study, say year 12, or Diploma of Nursing, you have two options. You can either choose to take 1 year credit for your Diploma of Nursing studies from overseas.
Okay.
Then they won't offer you any scholarship, or you can opt out for 25% scholarship for 1 year, which will reduce your fees to around 12,200 instead of 16,300. That's one thing. Other than that, we have an interesting scholarship which Torrance has started to offer. So those who are seeking to get Diploma of Nursing from Think Education, and if they are Torrance graduates, say they have passed out bachelor's or master's, they can opt out for Diploma of Nursing with Think Education with 25% scholarship. And it's only for Torrance graduate. We come across a lot of students who believes that it's probably for every other student, but it's only for Torrance graduate, which will give them a relaxation on the fees.
That's right. That's right. Excellent. Kiran, can you please tell us about Perth?
Yeah, sure. But like for diploma, it's just like the monthly payment plans, as Ayushi has already discussed. So colleges, they don't have as much of scholarships. If we talk about bachelors, so ECU and Murdoch, they do offer 20% scholarship to the students. And for Curtin is bit like their scholarship is based on the merit basis. So yeah, so it's a merit scholarship. So they will give you the scholarship if you are eligible. If the client like students academics are very like marks are very high, so they automatically gives you the scholarship. But ECU and Murdoch, they have announced a 20% scholarship.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. Diksha, can you please tell us about CDU?
Yes. So CDU has 5 different type of scholarships basically. Also CDU, since it's a regional university, right? It's in NT, so they have regional scholarships as well, right? So when it comes to CDU, first we have the Vice Chancellor International High Achieving Scholarship. So it depends completely on the student's academic profile. So if they're academic, and it's not like first come first serve. So it's like something like they check all the applications and they pick the best out of. So these scholarships are not allocated when you get an offer letter. So all their 4 scholarships, which is Vice Chancellor Scholarship, then CDU Global Excellence Award, CDU Global Leader, and their Global Achiever Award. 4 of them are only allocated once they see all the applications and they pick only the merit application out of that, and then only they will give you that scholarship. So you don't get the scholarship on your offer letter, right? Now for this, there is a different process. So apart from simply applying for the university, you need to fill certain forms, you need to give certain references, which our counselors are very well versed with. So once you come and meet them, they will definitely tell you what you need for a CDU scholarship, and they will also help you to apply for it, correct? So obviously you can take their help. Now CDU is also in Sydney, so they have a special scholarship for Sydney. So yes, for Priyanka. So if people want to enroll in CDU Sydney, they can straight away get scholarships. So yeah, so when it comes to CDU, these are the main scholarships that they're offering. Also, they have destination scholarship, which you can actually check on their website. One is called NP scholarship, where they offer 15,000 annually, like per student. They will give you a subsidy of 15,000. So if you're like your bachelor's is for 30,000 a year, 15,000 you get a subsidy. So that is again completely a merit-based scholarship. So, yeah. Thank you.
Neha, can you please tell us about Brisbane?
Yeah, for Brisbane in Queensland, if you're looking for Diploma of Nursing and if you're looking for scholarship, Think Education is providing 15 to 25% scholarship, and the fees the student has to pay in payment plan. And if you're looking for Bachelor of Nursing, there are a few universities who have started giving scholarship to international students. Like University of Southern Queensland, they are providing 10% scholarship, which is international student plan support scheme. For University of Sunshine Coast, it will be 15%. So they have introduced due to this COVID-19, it will be 15%, and there will be reduction of from 14,000 per semester, it will be 12,000 per semester.
Okay.
And for Griffith University, they are also offering 10% international student support to all the international students. And JC is also providing bursary program. And apart from that, Central Queensland University has international student scholarship for only those students who want to study in Rockhampton campus. So if they're studying nursing program in Rockhampton campus, then they can get that 10 scholarship, 25% scholarship.
Yeah.
For Master of Nursing, there is no scholarship because that's the University of Queensland.
Okay, excellent. Priyanka, can you please tell us about Sydney?
Sure. With New South Wales, there's not much of a scholarship available. So for diploma, Think Education is offering 10 to 15% of scholarship. However, for Bachelor of Nursing, there are certain providers which are accepting less deposit, for example, $5,000 deposit to issue a COE for bachelors. Now, there is one interesting part, which is Charles Sturt University. They're offering $15,000 per annum only for the regional campuses. So that becomes altogether $45,000 scholarship. Technically, the student will be graduating in, say, $4,000 per term. But the only bad news is they had cutoff, which is gone. So we are still waiting if they're going to issue any scholarship for next year, because Feb and July is gone. But we are pretty hopeful that New South Wales is they're going to send some destination scholarships. So that is one. And that is only for Port Macquarie campus in New South Wales.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, so we pretty much talked about scholarships. Yes, I could see that there are few scholarships where students can apply still. When we started this conversation, we pretty much mentioned that we will talk about immigration in a separate Facebook Live, because each and everyone who is pretty much here with us, the expert panel, is from education background. So we don't want to give you guys any wrong information when it comes to immigration. We would like to keep that to the expert panel from immigration people, from Aussizz departments, who can tell you the right way and pathway to make sure that they tell you the right procedure and strategy to go and apply for different visas. So we won't go too much into it. We've already, I think 1 hour is gone. I don't know where it gone. But on behalf of, I shouldn't say on behalf, because we all are Aussies. So thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much for your time. You have pretty much given each and every information when it comes to nursing. For the audience, we'll definitely come back next week with another topic. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email or give us a call, because as it is, we are working from home as well. And of course, due to this COVID-19, our offices are closed, but we are working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, 9 to 6. So please get in touch with us. And of course, as you've seen, that we have tried our level best to give you as much information as possible when it comes to nursing. Next week, we'll come up with a new topic, as I said. So till then, thank you so much for watching. And those people who have asked us few questions, we tried to give you the answers. If there are more questions, as I said, please get in touch. But till then, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks for inviting us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.